Hello everyone, welcome back to more Simulator with Lara Croft. And we left off in the last episode with what was that guy's name? Roach? Or am I thinking of Venom Roach? Roach? I can't remember his name. But anyway, that dude there that Lara seems to know well, basically fell unconscious. And we're now gonna be going off to rescue him by killing some wolves. But of course, we've got plenty of time to mess about before we do that. Okay, so that thing's high up. I can light this on fire. Does it do anything? No? Okay. Oh, there's an item over there. Across the big gap. The big fall there. Doesn't look like this is doing anything, so seems like there's plenty of areas to explore. Got that giant statue there in the background. I wonder if this is like Dark Souls, where you can see different sections of the game like in the distance, just because the draw distance is really good. And that was always cool. You know, more games should implement the online the way Dark Souls and Demon Souls does online. It's really kind of cool. I hear that the new Assassin's Creed game might try to do that, same as Watch Dogs. And you know what? That's an innovation that I don't mind other games copying. Anyway, I think in the last episode I was talking about Steam and the PS3's PSN online DRM, where you need to play online to play the digital version of the Tomb Raider game. If you got the physical disc version of the game, that's fine. You'll be fine. You don't have to do that. You can play offline. Ooh, chicken! Can I burn it? Can I burn it? No, chicken. I could probably kill it with a bow and arrow, but we'll let it live. I don't really think I need the experience. But yeah, it's kind of sad that Sony and Square Enix and Eidos, well, I don't know how much Eidos has control over that, would decide to do that with the PSN version of the game. I mean, it's especially, I mean, Sony still aren't 100% open with how PSN downloads will work on the PS4. I mean, honestly, if your PSN games that you've bought on the PlayStation Store using your PS3, if those games don't transfer over automatically to your PS4, then something is definitely wrong. No one will have faith in your online product if they can't transfer their online games the way, like I said before, Steam is somewhat of a standard. I know a lot of people consider Steam to be DRM, but in that scenario, you could always say that a console game, by virtue of being only on a console, you can only play on a console, is a form of DRM as well. But yeah, so I still think Steam is pretty good. You know, you have your GOG as well. You have Ubisoft's Uplay. You have EA's Origin. I think it's stupid to have so many and to not have them interconnect, because I don't really see what if much benefit you get from separating people out like that. You just annoy customers.
Kamakura period. So this part of Yamatai.
I do like how Lara is still, you know, even in all this hectic situation, she's still got her archaeological brain functioning.
This
and
must have belonged to a US Marine. Were they on the island in force? Do these marks represent friends lost or enemies killed? Either way, he needed a drink.
Those are the kind of marks that were on that wall in one of the few in the beginning episode when we went underground, that sewer-like section where we got the first pickaxe. But yeah, I like how Lara still, you know, has the time to think about or to explain, you know, her surroundings, because this is still, you know, supposedly a very rare historical site, and you know, this should be somewhat exciting for an archaeologist. So I mean, she's still somewhat excited. You also hear that in her journal entries think it was the first one, not the second one. The second one wasn't. I was more focused on the immediate situation, but the first one had some information about her talking about the I guess the historical significance of finding a new sort of lost area, lost island, if you will. But I'm assuming these doors can be opened somehow. Maybe, like I said again, you just can't do it now. And so yeah, I'm just exploring here. And I guess getting back to what I was talking about with Steam, either way, you know, even if Steam isn't why you don't like Steam, it's still how would you say, it would still be, and you can't, I mean, if you don't like Steam, then I don't see you liking anything that's even worse than Steam. And to me, a situation where you have PlayStation Network, even if it's on the PS4, and you force players to play online, their single player games online, that's just asking for trouble. I know, you know, that, what was it Diablo 3 had always online DRM for single player, and yet people still bought that in the droves. 10 million I think was sold. So that speaks volume of people and their I guess willingness to, you know, face up to certain I guess annoying tactics. People will still eat into it. I mean, imagine if I was talking about, you know, how EA has Origins, and that's kind of, you know, annoying to have so many different kinds of digital download services. I mean, imagine if EA made their own console, because that's kind of what it is. Imagine if EA made their own console and made everything they did exclusive to that console. And you know what, they could, because they have a bunch of franchises. They have a bunch of big selling franchises, and they could do it. They could just make their own console. It could be as strong as they wanted it to be, or as weak as they wanted it to be, and they would develop exclusively for it. And you would have to buy it if you wanted to play EA games. And I mean, EA has licenses like FIFA, where, you know, that's an official license for soccer games, football games, and it's kind of the standard now in football games. And you would have to buy it if you wanted to play it. You would have to buy it, not just the game, of course, but the console. That's kind of what Origin signifies to me. That's why when people say things like, oh, Steam is DRM, Origin is DRM, I say consoles are DRM too. Whoa! Okay, that was random. Was that lightning? I guess so. Anyway, I'm just using instinct mode to know, and so I know the objective is over there, so I know I don't have to go that way yet. I can explore other areas. And basically that's where stuff would be, that's where you would explore. You know, if you head straight to the objective, that means you'll be getting on with the mission. So yeah, I just don't see it ending happy if the PlayStation Network decides to, one, force you to play online your digitally downloaded games, especially considering the physical version of the game, physical disc version of the game is fine. There's no, you don't have to be online to play it. And the other thing that's really concerning about the digital growth of digital games on consoles is that digital games on PC are cheap. I mean, PC games in general are cheaper than console games anyway. But you know, the digital service is also, it kind of so we've already reached our objective marker. I guess I can. Yeah, she can't use her bow and arrow while holding the torch, which is, you know, understandable. That sounds like a telephone or something. Anyway, yeah, let's not talk about. I'm just thinking for the future of the PlayStation 4, you know, for digital content. I mean, like I said before, if your PSN games aren't going to be transferred over to the PS4, that sucks. That sucks majorly. And if you have to always be online to play it, PSN will have to improve significantly for that to be a viable method. So that's where we were, so no big deal about going back down there, I think that's where we were. Let's check out this small path here. I'll get back into the game. I mean, I've been talking about for the past couple of episodes stuff unrelated to Tomb Raider, so let's just go back into Tomb Raider. Where there's not been much of tomb raiding, but hey, inaccessible too. Climbing equipment required to enter, and I can hear that phone clearer here. That's all cool. That's all cool. I guess we can only really go to the objective, so let's head on to it. I'm assuming there'll be a bunch of enemies to kill here. Look at all the bones. I like how she has a gun automatically ready. And the thing ran to the right. Somewhere.
I just want the pack. That's all.
Yeah, Lara, I'm sure the wolf will listen to you. That's cool having, you know, the effect from the shadows. Although, I'm not sure where it came from.
Got it.
Yeah, so that wasn't much of an issue.
Got to get this back to Roth.
That path? No. I guess only the wolf could take that path or something, like when he was running away just now, or running around. Let's check out this. Oh, also some animal bones, so it's not like all human. Deers as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be attacked before getting out. And there you have it. Oh, nasty. Oh.
Oh, that was close.
Can I skin him? Can I skin him? Yes, I can. Ooh, achievement. Wait a minute. Are you telling me there was only one wolf? I thought this was really some pack of wolves. There's some den for the wolves that was... Ooh, birds highlighted. But yeah, a wolf den that's, you know, going to be massive, hard to get into, and so on and so forth, and there was just one. And oh yeah, the other thing, you know, like I said, you have to make comparisons with Uncharted, is basically that I think the platforming sections in Tomb Raider are better simply because you're more likely to fail. It's more interactive. It's not as linear as Uncharted is. Given that, you know, even in Uncharted you can die sometimes, but that's more rare than uncommon. Here, for the most part, I've been fine. but you have to be aware. Whoa, wrong jump. Oh, I do like how you can manipulate your jumping direction in midair. That's awesome. That's a positive in my book. And yeah, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I know there's a item on top of the roof. The second one just down there. You can see it down there to the left. There's an item there. I'm just wondering how to get to it. Where the bird is. What is that, a crow or something? Doesn't look like I can jump down from here, especially with the spiked fence. And I actually might die if I jump. You know, it was always a thing in Tomb Raider, in the early Tomb Raiders, where you would see a ledge and you would wonder, that looks a bit too far, you know, I might die if I just jump across, and then you do it anyway because, you know, you might as well try, you know, fortune favors the brave, and then you die anyway, so you know. Let's see what's around here. Anything interesting? There's a house up here. I do like the setting, I guess, of this sort of like mountainous village, sort of carved into the walls. It just is something. It's something really cool that you just don't see that often in games. Now it doesn't look like I can jump across. Can I shoot this out? No, but it does look like, I think I've seen planks like that before, sort of like guarding what would be doorways. So I think I might, you know, in the future be able to get past those things and destroy them somehow, maybe with a melee weapon or something. Maybe when I upgrade my pickaxe or something. So that would be cool. I wonder if I can burn it. No? So these aren't the lanterns that can be destroyed, I guess. Shoot a bit up high. Nope. I think, yeah, if I remember, if something is, you can shoot at it or interact with it, it will end up, the crosshair will turn red. So that will be an indicator if you could use it. I have to say, even though the hair texture thing is a gimmick, so to say, it looks nice, to be honest. I like the way it just flows, because it's something you rarely see in video games nowadays, simply because of how hard it is. Ooh, eggs! Can I take these? Damn! Egg poacher! That's totally not what, you know, a naturalist would do, you know, just steal eggs. You can even sort of like stop in midair, kind of stop your forward momentum, which is kind of weird, but you know, cool. So I'm just exploring here, just checking stuff out. By the looks of things, I mean, there's gonna be some replay value to the game simply because you don't have your equipment or necessary equipment to do things in the early parts of this game for now. Things that you might get later on. Maybe I'm just overthinking these things, and actually there are methods to access areas that I think are inaccessible, and I just haven't figured it out yet. That may just be me, but you know, if you do need other stuff, there's reason to come back. And you know, to be honest, generally I don't like doing that in video games, but because of the fast travel option, and because it's actually pretty fun to be jumping around and exploring, I think that's one of the positives of a third-person perspective game. Oh, you dead. Compared to a first-person game, I mean, in Far Cry 3 there was a lot of platforming too. You could essentially be like tomb raiding, essentially. I mean, you're going through caves and whatnot, jumping here and there, but it just didn't feel fun because I guess visually it wasn't that immersive or interesting to me personally. I do like traversing in third person rather than first person. But it's not that big a deal, to be honest. It's just a small preference. And get more salvage, sweet. And I believe this is near the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and like the video. It helps me out. And see you later.